Hello and welcome. A few months ago, Catherine, Princess of Wales, announced she had cancer and she was going through chemotherapy. And the announcement came as a massive shock to many people, myself included. And it came at a time where I felt she was really starting to come into her own in terms of her stride, her voice, her style. Every single time we saw her, she always looked incredibly well put together. And then a couple of days ago, she announced she had completed chemotherapy and she was now focused on remaining cancer-free. And I thought to myself, when someone in her position recovers from such a traumatic event, they typically come back bigger, better, and even stronger. Over the years, we've seen her style evolve and become increasingly elegant. She typically wears clothes from fairly big ticket designers. Think Jenny Packham, Catherine Walker, Alexander McQueen. And their focus is on using superb quality fabrics. The craftsmanship, the details are impeccable. Her clothes always hang beautifully. And then I thought to myself, when she comes back, she'll be attending increasingly more events, even higher profile events. And she is now the queen in waiting. And although her clothes are heirloom quality, I have noticed over the years that she tends to carry handbags that are more mid-tier and they're not on the same heirloom level as her clothes. And as she starts to attend increasingly more events, even higher profile events, as I mentioned, I thought, why not create content that's a little fun, it's lighthearted, but still helpful and I hope motivating to get a few more brands on her radar. That would also be on the same heirloom quality as her clothes, and bags she can possibly pass on to her daughter, together with, I'm sure, some of her clothes. And so although this video is for a princess, it's also for anybody who mixes at the high levels of society, whether you're somebody who attends charity events, galas, dinners at the palace, for example. This video is also for you. I'm Anesu Sagonda and I produce educational luxury content for anyone after the finer things, whether you're new to money and wanting to learn how to navigate the terrain, or you're young and starting out in life and wanting to reap the benefits of buying better quality from the get-go, or you're into luxury but you want to focus more on high quality, under the radar brands, then my content is geared towards you. My first recommendation is from Italian brand Valextra, specifically their most iconic style, the Easy Day, in the mini size and possibly a pastel color. So I'm thinking soft lavender, mint green, light lemon, pale pink, baby blue, for example. I think those colors would work very well with the princess's color palette. But the Easy Day is fantastic in that they have a huge selection of colors, limited edition pieces. They mix different materials together. You also have the exotic leather option. Although British royalty typically err away from exotic leathers, although I think I have seen our Queen Camilla, carrying a Gabrielle bag from Moina in lizard skin. I would also actually recommend the Easy Day, but I think in the medium size for our Queen. The second brand is Belgian brand Delvaux. And Delvaux is incredibly fitting. It's a brand that's steeped in a lot of history. It's the oldest fine leather goods brand in the world. And they also supply Belgian royal family with their leather goods. So I think it's incredibly fitting for the princess. And what I would like to recommend specifically is a style I recently spoke about. I gave my thoughts, a broad overview on brand, the style, which has been revamped. I'm going to attach the video above, and it's specifically the Tempête in the PM size. And I'd highly recommend for the princess in the PM size, in the crispy calfskin leather, which is their signature leather, unique to Delvaux. It's absolutely beautiful. It's exquisite because you're getting the natural grain pattern of the leather, and when you see the bag, you actually notice it, that it's not a stamped on grain pattern, it's uneven, it's not consistent. And then of course you have the ridge at the back of the bag. And I would recommend in a neutral color like a taupe, for example, although they do have it in fairly seasonal, brighter colors. There definitely will be something that'll work with the princess's current color palette. My next recommendation is the Annabelle from Tanner Krolle. Tanner Krolle is a British brand that was founded in 1856 in London, and it was relaunched in 2019 under the creative direction of Tabitha Simmons. When it comes to quiet luxury, Tanner Krolle is one of the quietest luxury brands. They don't advertise, market, or promote the brand in any way. It's a real if you know brand. Fans, consumers of the brand keep it as a very closely guarded secret. Also worth noting about Tanner Krolle is that it's the definition of old money. It's old money at its core, its essence, in terms of the look, the feel, past, present consumers, even where the showroom is located. It's tucked away in one of the most affluent residential, one of the most prestigious residential areas in London. It's right in the old money heartland of Belgravia. But they are moving to Mount Street, and that's to raise the profile and position the brand amongst its consumers of interest, for example. But it truly belongs within Belgravia, tucked away, a real destination showroom. There aren't any shops around, so you don't have a lot of footfall just wandering around. Consumers who go to the showroom go because they specifically want to see the brand. And I've noticed on numerous occasions online, content creators will refer to numerous brands as old money in terms of the look and feel, but Tanner Krolle is truly an old money brand. It personifies, it defines truly what is old money. And then coupled with the Annabelle, the look of the Annabelle, I thought this is the perfect bag for the Princess of Wales. The Annabelle has two style variations. The first, the main one, is the Annabelle. It's named after the princess's late mother-in-law, Diana, Princess of Wales. And it's a nod to her because she would carry the bag to Annabelle's nightclub, a private members club located just off Berkeley Square. Whenever she wanted to let her hair down, and she'd go to Annabelle's, and they named the bag after her. So I thought it would be a nice nod, a nice association, because we often hear the princesses talk fondly about their late mother, and she's still very much a part of their life. So I thought I'd include the bag. It's perfect for the Princess of Wales. But when I first saw the bag, the Annabelle, it comes in two sizes. There's the bigger size, which is a vanity case. It's too big to be a handbag. It is a lovely vanity case, and that's exactly what I'd recommend it for. But the smaller size is a handbag modeled on the vanity case. And it comes in leather, in a number of classic colors. There's brown, chocolate brown, black, and tan. And when I first saw the bag, I thought this is the perfect bag for Duchess Meghan. I initially was going to create this video and title it Bags Fit for a Princess and a Duchess, because princess and a duchess essentially do the same thing. They support the monarchy, but to varying degrees. And I thought this is the perfect bag for Duchess Meghan, in the leather, and also the shearling I thought was beautiful. But I just thought after a while, I have 10 recommendations for the Princess of Wales, 10 for Duchess Meghan. The video would just be too lengthy, but I can always create something specifically for her and some ideas that I have. But the leather Annabelle, I thought perfect for Duchess Meghan. But when I saw the fabric Annabelle in the navy blue, the tartan, I thought, my goodness, this is the perfect Christmas bag for the Princess of Wales. Every year, health permitting, they typically attend church on Christmas Day with the King, either in Sandringham or Balmoral. And royalists will line the streets. They'll be lined outside the church to get a glimpse of the royal family, because they typically all attend church. And usually the Princess of Wales will wear a dark coat, navy or dark green, for example, with a little bit of possibly tartan detail or a tartan beret, for example. And I thought the tartan navy Annabelle would be absolutely perfect, the perfect bag. But what I actually wanted to recommend is another variation of the Annabelle, the mini, half the size, and it comes in fabric in satin. Currently 3 color options, purple, green, and I think pink. And I thought this is the perfect bag for a banquet, a state function, a fairly formal event where she's wearing a gown, for example. It would be perfect. Slight quirk, the shape of the bag, but not too fussy. There isn't anything else going on apart from the color, the bold color, and the shape. And I thought this is the perfect banquet bag for the Princess of Wales. My final recommendation within the top handle selection of recommendations is the Diane L20 from Joseph Duclos. Joseph Duclos is a French brand that literally stormed the leather goods space in 2021. They are a brand that are offering custom quality bags at retail prices. Custom quality, I mean, you typically have brands that are focused on producing custom bags. You approach the brand, they produce a bag entirely to your specification, typically using the very best quality leathers, hardware. The craftsmanship is absolutely exceptional. But they're typically charging double, triple, 4 times the price of retail bags. Whereas Joseph Duclos are offering custom quality, but at retail prices. Their bags are absolutely outstanding. They're offering exceptional quality, beautifully made bags. And what I think would be a great fit from Joseph Duclos for the Princess of Wales is the Diane L20, an elegant top handle bag, specifically in the Chaitanya color, the chestnut color. It's incredibly regal. It's a poised bag. Fantastic as a day bag and a beautiful trouser suit, perfect for the Princess of Wales. But what I also like about the Diane L20 is that it's an incredibly versatile bag. It can be dressed up, it looks smarter with a beautiful trouser suit, or it can be a slightly more casual bag. The brand recently introduced a couple of casual straps, a mixture of leather and fabric that are beautifully hand woven. There is the Josepha and there's the Delvaux, and I think they would be perfect with the bag to make it a little less formal, and it would be a great bag for the Princess of Wales to share with Princess Charlotte when she's a little older and she's helping her mother or accompanying her mother on a number of more formal events. In her late teens, possibly early 20s, it would be the perfect bag for her. Dress it down with the straps, a little more playful, a little more approachable for Princess Charlotte, or without the straps, perfect for the Princess of Wales. It's an heirloom quality bag that the princess will wear for many, many years to come and very comfortably be able to pass on to her daughter, to wear when she's younger and even when she's older. Because of the quality, it'll have the staying power, and it'll also be able to be repaired because it's so beautifully made. The next 2 bags I would like to recommend are slightly more casual bags. The Prince and Princess of Wales are parents with children who range in age from 11 to 6 years of age. And being parents of young children, they're always going to have to carry something. They're always transporting something. There's always a lot of things to factor in when you have children, and you need a bag to pop bits in. I am aware they do have staff, and I'm sure behind the scenes they have staff who carry things, but I have on occasion seen the Princess of Wales just off King's Road in Peter Jones, and she always has a bag where she puts in her bits. She carries shopping bags and so forth. And so the 2 bags I'd like to recommend are slightly more casual, out and about. As a parent, you always need to carry things, and they're bags that are versatile and also unisex and can be carried by either the Prince or the Princess of Wales. The first bag I'd like to recommend is a nod to Prince William's passion for polo. It's made by an equestrian-focused brand, a brand that produces saddles called GUIBERT Paris. It's a brand that offers fantastic leather goods, mid-tier, at fantastic prices for the incredible quality and craftsmanship that you're getting. Specifically the Fontes bag, which can be slightly smarter for the Prince of Wales. He needs to carry things before a meeting. He has his children with him. It would look the part. And also a bag equally that can be less formal, opened, pop-in bits, but it's a smarter bag that's well made, beautifully made, and competitively priced. The second bag is a bag I recently spoke about in my tote video, Best Totes. and it is arguably the best tote in the leather goods space when you consider the exceptional quality of the leathers and the craftsmanship that has gone into the bag. It's absolutely beautiful, incredibly well made. It's going to last a lifetime. And it's a bag that's incredibly versatile. It's unisex. You can use it during a sports day, carrying towels, trainers, for example, or out and about, or shopping. It can carry your bits very comfortably. So the Lector tote from Joseph Duclos and the Fontaise from Guibert. The final 5 bags I'd like to recommend are clutches, and clutches for different occasions, day to evening, day bag, evening clutches. I have a fairly strong selection. The first 2 clutches are day clutches. I can imagine the Princess of Wales using them. She's attired in a trouser suit, for example. I've seen her on occasion wearing trouser suits, beautifully well-tailored, colorful trouser suits. The first is from American brand Mark Cross. I recently was in New York, and I actually specifically went to 667 Madison Avenue, where Mark Cross had a store, and I found out they had closed down, but I remember checking on Google and it showed the store was still open, but unfortunately they've since closed down, and tried to find a couple of other local carriers, but couldn't find anybody with the bags I wanted to take a look at. The Eleanor tote, and the clutch I would recommend. It's the Romy clutch. It's absolutely beautiful, specifically in the camel color and in suede. The perfect day clutch for the princess. And the second day clutch I would like to recommend is from a British brand called Métier, and it's the Roma, and it's the small size clutch. It has the gold chain on the back, but I like the color, I like the shape. It's perfect as a day clutch for the princess. The third recommendation, depending on the color, is more of a day to evening clutch. It's from Delvaux, and it's the Lingo clutch. I've spoken about the Lingo bag. I'm going to attach the video above. And I like the clutch. I like the rounded corners. They're feminine. I like the mix of gold and also silver hardware. It's a beautiful weighted clutch. And then the next clutch I'd like to recommend, also day to evening, depending on the color, is the 1781 pochette from Asprey. Currently comes in 19 centimeter length in size, in the goat skin. And then the biggest size, which is what I'd like to recommend for the Princess of Wales, only comes in exotic leather, but they are producing the goat skin variations for later in the year. And that is what I would recommend. 26.6 centimeters is the perfect length. It's a beautiful size. She can get her hands around the bag. Beautifully made, really robust but supple, soft goat skin. And then the final clutch I would recommend is an absolute statement clutch from Joseph Duclos. It's the Diane clutch. I've seen it in black, in red, in pink, and I would highly recommend either the red or the pink for the Princess of Wales. And it can be worn with a suit, a trouser suit, for example. It's versatile, or it can be worn as a statement clutch because of the clasp on the front and the color. At an event where she's wearing a gown, it works very well either with a suit, with a dress, or with a gown in a more formal, high-profile state visit capacity, for example. I also have seen Madame Macron in France. She has the black Diane clutch, and I think she may have worn it to a state function before. So it's an incredibly versatile statement, beautifully made clutch that is heirloom quality and will last a long time. So that's my selection of clutches, top handle bags, a couple of casual bags for primarily the Princess of Wales. Let me know what you think. Are there any bags you like? Are there any you think I shouldn't have added? Let me know, as always, your thoughts down below.